G'day gang, beautiful day here in Japan. Welcome to THY TV. My name's Lee Manuzzi, the founder of the show, and today guys, I want to talk to you about suffering. Do you feel any suffering in your life right now? Do you feel any displeasure, any disharmony with how you're currently existing in life? What I want to tell you guys, first of all, is to remember that you're not alone. There are that many people in this world that are suffering. You are not alone. There are people out there that are suffering and feel exactly the same pain in life as you do right now. There are people out there just like you. You are not alone. There are actually people out there in worse states. Their circumstances are worse. Their situation is worse. Their pain, their suffering is a lot more extreme than yours. You are not alone. There are people, and this is the good news, there are people out there that have been through what you've been through. They've been through this prolonged period of suffering in their life, and they have managed to push through, broken through the barricades, broken through the obstacles, and come out the other side feeling really good. They have changed their state of being, and now they're living life to a new level, to a new high, and that is what we can do as well. So first of all is, guys, if you're feeling this state of suffering, and I know how it feels to suffer, I still feel suffering, I still feel pain. At times I feel this displeasure and this displease, this distaste with how life is. But as I keep pushing forward, as I keep progressing, it becomes easier for me to push through those moments. It becomes easier for me to awaken the soul and live with this greater sense of harmony in life every single day. And when I feel these moments of suffering enter my life, I can step out of it. I can more easily just climb up again and push through, remain positive, and know that I can keep on going. I can keep living this life as fully as any one of us can. I want to let you know, guys, that you are not alone. That's the first thing to remember, is because it's sometimes when you feel that suffering, and it doesn't matter what sort of suffering you're feeling. You might be feeling just a minor sense of suffering, like, oh geez, I don't really like my job at the moment, or shit, my relationship's not too crash hot at the moment. Or you might have greater sense of suffering. You might be in a deep state of funk, in stagnation, in depression. And I've known people that have been there too, guys. I've been through depression myself. Not extreme amounts of depression, but certainly depression that I've felt enough to go, this is just not how I want to feel. This can't possibly be what existence is about. And it's hard when you're in those moments to think that there are other people out there that are experiencing the same thing. It's really hard to look outside yourself, because all those emotions and those feelings just make you so self-consumed. But I can tell you now that you're not alone. There are other people out there that have been like you as well. What you've got to do, you've got to step up, and you've got to understand that whilst independence is really, really cool, it provides you this great sense of freedom by being independent. Being independent is something I've always craved in life. Since I was a young boy, I've had 3 older brothers, and perhaps that's pushed me to just want to have that independence. Or perhaps that's what's pushed me into being more independent. But what I've realized as I've grown is independency, while it's freeing, while it's nice, while it's desirable, dependency is beautiful. Dependency is lovely. And it's okay to depend on others, guys, because we are not alone. We are all dependent. We are all united. Everything that exists within this universe is united. And so the message for you guys, and this is a step of action, is to understand that you're not alone. And the first step is to ask for help. If you're really feeling this suffering inside, if you know that there's some part of your life that you just feel this pain within, then take a step up and just ask for help. Ask someone. You know, what's the worst thing that might come about? Number 1 is you get no response. You ask for help. Number 2 is you ask for help and someone laughs at you. Someone ridicules you. But screw all that, because what's the worst thing that could happen? Is that you go further into this state of suffering? Probably not. You'll keep existing with this state of suffering if you don't ask. I know that. And what the thing is about suffering and pain is that if you don't do anything about it, if you don't take action to find help, to seek help, it can get worse. It can pull you in deeper. It's like quicksand, you know? The longer you sit in that state of funk, in that stagnation zone, the longer you sink and the harder it is to get out. So the sooner you ask for help, the sooner you realize that you're not alone, and it's okay to be dependent. It's okay to ask for help and support. The quicker it is you'll get out of that. And here's the best thought. here's the best way, to think about this, is rather than think about what is the worst thing that could happen if I actually reach my hand out and say, hey, could you help me? Hey, sir, can you help me with this project? I don't know how to reach 10 more clients. Can you help me with this job? It's just not fulfilling enough for me. Can you help me understand what my purpose is in life? Hey, can you help me? I'm really feeling this pain inside. I've just had a terrible breakup and I just need someone to give me some support. What is the best thing that could happen to you from asking someone? What is the best thing that can happen from reaching out? Think about that. That is the thought that you should be thinking about. Because if you stay where you are now, that's where you're going to remain. But if you ask for help and someone actually reaches out and helps you, and I can assure you that when you are aware and you ask for that help, people will reach out to you. People will offer their support and they will help you get out of that state and take you towards a newer place, a place which is beautiful, a place which is much more happy, much more freeing, much more fulfilling, a much more meaningful way to live in this life. So that's a couple of points. Number one is that you are not alone. Number two, guys, don't be afraid to ask for help. Dependency is beautiful. It's okay to rely on other people. The most successful people don't go about their life by doing things alone. They go about their life by asking for help, by creating beautiful teams around them, creating beautiful tribes around them to help really push them forward to reaching their full potential, to living life as fully as they possibly can. So that is 2 pieces of advice about your suffering, guys. The next piece of advice I want to give you, number 3, is to just understand that if you are aware, if you're still watching my speech right now, as motivational, as inspiring as it might be, if you're still watching it right now, that means that something resonates with you. That means a part of my message is sinking in with you, and you probably relate because some part of you is suffering. And what I want to tell you, if you are aware, you are ready. If you have this consciousness of your suffering, of this pain that exists within your life, no matter how small or how large it might be, if you have this awareness, you are ready. And that's the next point you need to be aware of, is that if you're ready, you should be taking action. If you're ready, that means you're ready to take action. You're ready to do the work. You're ready to take the step to make that change in your life and do something that's more invigorating. Do something that's more beautiful. Do something that's more purposeful. Go on that new path that is your own path. Stop following that path that's been set out for you and start doing something to release yourself from that sense of suffering, the distaste, the displeasure that you have in life, and really start pursuing a more beautiful path. So if you are aware, guys, you are ready. But guess what? All this motivational stuff, this talk, this inspiration, it's all great. It's all really good. It helped me get out of my funk. It helped me take that first step. But if you're not committed to taking that first step, if you're not committed to doing the work, if you're not committed to taking action today, to step outside, to do one small little piece of whatever it is to take you on a new path, then you're going to stay there. This awareness that you've got right now will dissipate. The longer you the longer that you stop taking momentum, the longer that you stop thinking about this suffering that you've got, you're just going to fall back into it. Things will just go around in a circle. Maybe in 2 years' time, you'll come back to this moment again and go, geez, I'm really feeling this suffering. I really want to do something. I'm more motivated now than ever. And you'll recreate this awareness. You'll recreate this consciousness. But it'll keep going around. It'll keep going around until you're ready to take action. So it starts with you. You've got to take that first step. You can have someone help you. You can have someone motivate you. But again, at the end of the day, you need to take that first step. And if that first step is asking for help, then ask for help. If that first step is to just kick back one extra donut a day, then do that if that's what's causing your suffering. If that next step is just to pick up the phone and call 5 new clients to find some more business because it's a matter of finances that is causing you suffering, then do that next thing. It's up to you. You need to find out what that next thing is and take that action, take that step, because nothing's going to change until you make that first step. And what I know is, guys, you've got to stop looking out there and you've got to start looking in here, because most of the suffering that we have inside, and this is what I've learned, it's nothing to do with the externals of my life. It's all to do with the internals. And it wasn't until I took the time to start asking some questions within, to start really asking myself, where was this suffering coming from? Where is this pain existing from? Even the pain that I experience today, sometimes I still go through moments where I'm just suffering, and even when I'm suffering today, I have to look within. I have to put myself in beautiful places like this and just sit down and sort of just reflect on life and reflect within and just say, what is it? What's causing my suffering? If you dig deep, if you really ask some of the big questions, I can guarantee you'll find that the answer is within. It's not out there. And once you start looking within and you start actually acknowledging that it's within, that suffering, then you can start doing the work that's required to change. Then you'll stop looking out there for the answers, because most of the answers are already within you. That doesn't mean you can't ask for help. That doesn't mean you can't ask Joe for some support today. But you've got to really look within, guys. I know the suffering in my life. I know from what I've learned, the suffering that's out there in the world today, it's usually within that individual. If you want to make change, guys, there's a few pieces of action points today. Number one is just first understand that you're not alone. Number two is take some action to ask for some help. Number three is know that being aware means you're ready to take that next step. And number four is take some action, do the work, put your head down and do the work that's required to make that change. Whatever that change might be, if you're not sure about what that work is, guys, reach out and ask for help. There's my message for you guys today. Hopefully it's empowering to you. Hopefully it's inspiring and motivating enough for you to actually take that step. Because guys, my message is wasted if it's not actually helping you. The reason why I do what I do is because it feels good. And that's why you've got to take this step to walk out of that pain, that suffering in your life, because you want to walk towards a life that feels even better. The reason why I speak to you is because it makes me feel good. It makes me take myself out of that state of funk that I hate being in. It makes me feel good that I'm helping someone else, inspiring someone else to take some action in their life to really take the momentum forward. Guys, if you've enjoyed this video, please make sure you check out thehiddenwhy.com. Check out the Hidden Why podcast. There's lots of fantastic interviews, over 100 there, over 200 actually. So check out the Hidden Why podcast as well. Reach out to me, guys, if you've got any comments or thoughts for this THY TV episode. And guys, until next time, you know what you need to do. You need to go out there. You need to breathe more passion into everything you do. You need to find more purpose in everything you do. And in doing so, you will discover your hidden why. This is the Hidden Why. My name's Lee Martinuzzi. Till next time, peace, passion, and purpose. We'll see you soon.